Wow, did you see that? Hey everyone! This video is the first fights of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Earlier this video was not published anywhere. We can understand how the heart of the champion was hardened. Khabib finished his career with a professional record of 29-0. But in 2007, young Khabib gained a lot of experience at a Combat Sambo tournament. In the video, he is only 19 years old. Thank you very much to YouTube channel Ushitaika for providing this video.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most effective, most brutal martial arts on the planet. This is a system that has kind of quietly been building some of the scariest champions in the history of combat sports.
So, when you think of just utter dominance in mixed martial arts, who pops into your head? You probably think of the unstoppable reign of Fedor Emelianenko, right? Or maybe the suffocating, undefeated pressure of Khabib Nurmagomedov. These guys, they just seem to be on a whole different level. So what was their secret? What's the one thing that ties these seemingly invincible champions together?
Well, it's not just some raw, God-given talent. And it's not just a unique fighting style they cooked up on their own. The real answer is that they all share a foundational system, a combat art born in the Soviet Union with a single, ruthless goal: complete and total victory, no matter the situation.
And that system is called Combat Sambo. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what it is, where the heck it came from, and why it produces such ridiculously effective fighters.
Okay, so the name itself, Sambo, it's actually an acronym. It's short for a Russian phrase, Samozashchita Bez Oruzhiya, which literally means self-defense without weapons. And it was engineered from the ground up to be a complete combat system, blending the best of striking and grappling into one seamless, military-grade package.
But a system this powerful doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It was forged in the fire of military failure, really. It was born from a desperate, critical need for a better way to fight. Let's dig into how it all started.
The story really kicks off in 1905. During the Russo-Japanese War, Russian forces found out the hard way that they had some major weaknesses in hand-to-hand combat. That tough lesson led the Soviet government, after the 1917 revolution, to get serious about creating a superior fighting system. And by 1938, it was all formalized. Sambo became the official martial art of the Soviet Union.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. A huge key to understanding Sambo is this duality at its core. It had two main architects with totally different philosophies. On one side, you had Vasily Ashkop. He'd studied judo in Japan, and his style was all about strength, super physical. But on the other side, you had Viktor Spiridonov, a military guy. Because of a bayonet injury to his arm from World War I, he developed a softer, leverage-based system. It's this blend of hard and soft, of brute strength and clever leverage, that makes Sambo so adaptable.
So, okay, that's the history. But what makes Sambo such an incredible breeding ground for elite fighters today? Well, the answer is all in its absolutely brutal and demanding rule set. It's super important to know there are two main types. You've got sports Sambo, which is all grappling. But then you have combat Sambo, which is what we're focused on. And it is a completely different animal. I mean, look at this. It allows full contact striking, punches, kicks, knees, and chokes. It's basically MMA, but with the traditional jacket, the kurka, which just totally changes the whole grappling dynamic. And the scoring, oh man, the scoring is designed for one thing: pure aggression. A single knockdown, just one clean shot that puts your opponent on the mat, is worth a massive 4 points. The whole system is pushing you to hunt for the finish, not just score points. And on top of that, if you get ahead by just 8 points, that's it. The fight is immediately stopped. It's called a win by technical superiority. The rules are basically built to stop people from stalling and to force a decisive, dominant winner. And yeah, there are ways to just end the fight instantly. You can get a total victory with a perfect throw where they land flat on their back and you're still standing, or by getting a tap out with a submission, or of course, a knockout. The whole system is built around one thing: finishing the fight, period. Now, these rules, they don't just make for exciting fights. They actually build a very specific and highly effective fighting style. So let's break down how this creates the complete Sambo machine.
So here's the fundamental game plan. You don't just strike to do damage. No, you strike to create openings. You're using punches and kicks to break your opponent's posture, which then lets you get that all-important grip on their jacket. From there, bam, you hit a powerful, high-amplitude throw and you are instantly transitioning to a submission on the ground. It's just a seamless chain of violence. And this right here might be the most important rule of the whole system. Once the fight goes to the ground, you have only 5 to 7 seconds. That's it, to get a pin or a submission before the ref stands you back up. This creates an incredibly aggressive throw-to-submission mindset. There is absolutely no time to chill or slowly improve your position like in jiu-jitsu. You have to throw your opponent directly into a submission. You have to be a finisher. So how does this absolute pressure cooker of a system translate into success in the MMA cage? Let's bring it all back to those champions we talked about at the start. Take Fedor Emelianenko, a 4-time world combat sambo champion. He was a master of this whole strategy. He would throw these wild, powerful hooks, not just to knock people out, but to force them off balance. And that created the perfect opening to clinch up and just launch them with a devastating sambo throw. It was the perfect synthesis of striking and grappling. And you see that same DNA today with the Dagestani dynasty. Khabib and his protege Islam Makhachev, both of them former world combat sambo champs, are famous for that smash style. That relentless chain wrestling pressure is a direct result of their sambo training, where you are drilled over and over again to transition and attack without a single pause. When they bring that pace into an MMA fight where there are no time limits on the ground, opponents just crumble under the pressure. So that kind of brings us to our final thought here. Combat Sambo was designed from day one to be a complete fighting system, right? Blending striking, clinching, submissions, everything. It forces its athletes to be aggressive, to be adaptable, and to be ruthless finishers. So as we watch MMA keep growing and evolving, you gotta ask the question, is there any other single martial art out there that gives you a more perfect foundation for a modern champion? I'm not so sure.
Итак, красный полусай, Капутасан, Багаганов, замечательный подготовка Садыка. Синий угол, Нурмагомедов, Кhabib, наша шкала, участник Distinctiveness.
Дай мне карты, дай мне. Она не будет. Добавь мне сразу, напиши мне. Добавь. Один. Дальше. 8. Добавь. Видео все потом написал. Камера, Я могу.
Настойку поставь.
Да? Я не чачу здесь видишь, не буду. А? Чилю?
Закончился основное время. Общий счет 0-0. Огонь участников делается замечательно. Взяли его не принято. Дополнительные минуты. Поскольку вы сами по окончанию, то первое предупреждение. 1 балл Нурмагомедову.
Да его сам попал.
Пошли дополнительные минуты.
Пошел.
Сделайте сильнее. Боковые судьи. Боковые судьи, пожалуйста.